This week, a secret TSA program called Quiet Skies, monitoring ordinary U.S. citizens, caused a lot of noise. For months or longer, federal air marshals have been tracking 5,000 or more U.S. citizens not suspected of any crime or on any terrorist watch list, and collecting data about their movements and behavior. And yet, at the same time, CNN exclusively reported the TSA is thinking of doing away with security altogether at small airports. Both of these seem like unsettling approaches. In the Quiet Skies program, according to an internal TSA bulletin from March, small teams of armed undercover air marshals are trying to root out, quote, unknown or partially known terrorists by documenting things like whether passengers fidget, sleep during the flight, seem overly familiar with the airport, or have a cold, penetrating stare. The program has been widely criticized since its exposure by the Boston Globe, but I want to know more before I'll join the critics. I have authored 2 books about airline security. I'm a believer in empowering police to use instinct. Just consider the good work of Jose Melendez Perez. It was Melendez, an immigration inspector, who on August 4, 2001, stopped Mohammed al-Qahtani when he tried to enter the United States at Orlando International Airport. Qahtani was a Saudi national who was directed to Melendez because he'd incorrectly filled out a customs declaration. Qahtani claimed not to speak English. Melendez put his name into a computer. It came up negative. His documents seemed genuine. A check of his possessions, unremarkable. But Melendez still didn't let him pass. Why? As he told the 9/11 Commission, quote, this guy just gave me the creeps. He also said, throughout my INS training and military experience, my first impression of the subject was that he was a young male, well-groomed, with short hair, trim mustache, black long-sleeve shirt, black trousers, black shoes. He was 5'6", in impeccable shape with large shoulders and thin waist. He had a military appearance. Upon establishing eye contact, he exhibited body language and facial gestures that appeared arrogant. In fact, when I first called his name in the secondary room and matched him with papers, he had a deep, staring look. Well, the next time the United States encountered Qahtani, he was fighting for al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. And here's the kicker. We now know that at the moment Mohammed al-Qahtani was being given his walking papers by Melendez in Orlando, there to pick him up as a new arrival was 9/11 ringleader Mohammed Atta, which is why 9/11 Commissioner Richard Benveniste told Melendez that his conduct may have spared the Capitol or White House an attack. Benveniste reasoned that with this added muscle of Qahtani on Flight 93 as the 20th hijacker, the terrorists could have fended off their passenger revolt and continued on to Washington. Joining me now, the author of the Boston Globe investigative piece, Jonna Winter, who is the current Globe Spotlight Fellow. Hey, Jonna, I want to applaud your work and make clear that I thought it was a great report. I just have mixed opinion. I want instinct to be honored by law enforcement, but I don't want them on a fool's errand. You think we can do both?
I would like to think so. I mean, what we know now at this point is that obviously there's been a lot of outrage, bipartisan outrage, I will note, which is pretty rare, since the story of ours published last weekend. And Congress was briefed on Thursday, and TSA officials said, hey, yeah, actually we've followed 5,000 U.S. citizens who were not under investigation or suspected of any crime and not on any terrorist watch list, and 5,000 since March, and they have 0 threats. They found nothing. They found no one that merited any follow-up, no suspicious characters, nothing. I think, according to the air marshals I've spoken with and other people within TSA, that the resources, which are slim to none, should be focused on things that might actually be a threat.
I think that's fair. Give me an example. What stands out in your mind from those cases that are known to you of someone who has been followed in the sky that would seem ridiculous?
I would encourage everyone to keep reading our reporting, but I'll say that someone being assigned to follow a Southwest flight attendant who is literally working the flight, writing down the behavior and everything they do, and if they change direction, the air marshals are basically looking at their behavior checklist saying, okay, well, she's not drinking anything, but she's pouring a drink. Did she go to the bathroom? She's standing by the bathroom. For how long? Flight crew are, they get background checked by the FBI and all of that. And if they were a threat, my sources say, then they'd be a threat for every flight they work, not just the one that the air marshals are on. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, so what would have caused, in that example, that individual to show up on their radar to begin with? Just where they had traveled previously?
What this program is based on is not anything the person has actually done. It's based on whether your travel history matches that of a known or suspected terrorist. So we have flight attendants who have, on its face, suspicious travel because they're flying all over the place because that's what they do for work.
So my family, we went to Istanbul 2 summers ago on vacation. Could something as benign as that cause them to want to then follow me?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And then anyone you're traveling with. Right now, there's a huge focus on anyone who is in Turkey for a certain amount of time.
So where's this headed? I know that you're continuing to report on it. You've already intimated that there must be more to come. What do you think Congress is about to do relative to this TSA program?
I think Congress is, frankly, really pissed off because TSA told me on the record that Congress had been briefed, the relevant committees who have oversight had all been told about this program, and during the closed-door briefing on Thursday, there was a bit of a back and forth, and the committee staffers were like, "You've never told us anything about this." So this is not something that's going to die down. There are some lawmakers calling for hearings. I think that will probably happen. I don't think anyone's letting this go. There's a lot of people filing, ACLU's doing some things, civil liberties groups, and I think there's a lot to stay tuned for.
Hey, Jonna, thanks for your reporting. We'll continue to read.
Thanks.
Let's see what you're saying on my Smirconish Twitter and Facebook pages. What do we got? I can't get my head around this. They follow ordinary people around who do not fit any profile of terror or violence, but appeared nervous on a plane. Perhaps flying makes them nervous. What a colossal waste on taxpayer money. I think what I'm hearing, Ken, from Jonna, is that you don't get followed for nervous behavior. You're getting followed because of where you've been. And then once you're being followed, and you might not think this is an appropriate defense of the program, I'm just explaining. But once you're then followed, then they're noting everything, including your habits, your posture, how nervous you are, whether you're sleeping, whether you're drinking. Look, I want to be clear. I really like what she's uncovered. As a taxpayer, it seems like a waste of resources. But let's not go so far that heroes like Jose Melendez Perez, who are operating on instinct because a guy gives them the creeps and the guy turns out to have been the would-be 20th hijacker, can't get stopped, because I want them to be empowered as members of law enforcement. Sandy Hook parents are suing provocateur Alex Jones for saying their children's deaths were staged. His lawyer says he's protected by freedom of speech. Is that going to fly? And